everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing Your Spiritual Streams. My name's Tandra, and today we are going to do our 2022 predictions for what you might come across during the year, the kind of things that you might be dealing with, some of the energies that are going to be happening, maybe a little bit of advice if that pops up, or just to give you an idea of the kinds of things you can look forward to for the coming year. We do base this on your astrological sign, and it's for your sun, moon, and or rising sign. So it's a good idea to watch all three of those readings. That way you can get a better idea of what your year might be like. We do this slightly different than other readers in that for each sign, you will have 3 piles to choose from. So hopefully the reading will be a little bit more specific to you, because not all Aries are the same, not all Pisces are the same, and so forth. And so there are liable to be some slight nuances or differences in each pile. And that way you have a better chance of maybe getting a little bit more detailed reading. These are the decks that will be used in the readings. So this is just letting you know the kind of decks we're going to be using. This is the Modern Witch. This is the Gypsy Fortune Telling. This is the Old Style Laramand. This is the Romance Tarot. This is the Wheel of the Year Tarot. This is the Black Moon Astrology Oracle deck. And this is the Witch's Tarot. So those are the tarot cards that we will be using in each of the readings. Okay, so next will be the introduction for each specific video. There will be an introduction to let you look at the piles and let you decide which readings to go to, and then we'll get to the readings for each one. So we look forward to seeing you there. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your 2022 yearly reading. As promised, we have 3 piles for you to choose from. We have pile 1 with the Gemini symbol. We have pile 2 with Gemini written out. And we have pile 3 with Gemini constellation. Remember, this is for your sun, moon, and or rising signs. And we do recommend that you watch the other videos corresponding to those as well to give you a better whole picture of your year. This is on what energies you might face for the year, the types of things that might crop up, what your year might entail, some things like that. So that's what we're going to be doing in the reading today. We have lots we'll be looking at. So we're going to give you time to decide on which pile that you would like to go see, and there will be timestamps in the description that lead you to your specific reading when you are ready. We'll see you there. Hello, Gemini pile 1. Welcome to your 2022 yearly reading. And those of you that chose the Gemini symbol. All right. In this reading, we have your Black Moon astrology card that we're going to be reading. We'll be looking at the booklet for that, because there's so much information in the booklet, and it's a really good way for you to get an idea of the kinds of things to pay attention to for the year. Then we'll be clarifying things a little bit more with the Tarot and the Laramand cards. We have the Romance Tarot deck to look at your romantic type of things going on a little bit more in depth. We also have our Oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of your yes or no question that you can get an answer to. We'll also be looking at our charms. That might help clarify things more for the year or give us some more ideas of things to look at. And then we also have our angel numbers. That's where the angels have the opportunity to give you a little bit more insider information into your year, or you could have lucky numbers for the year or other things like that. So we're going to be doing those as well. So there's a lot to get to in this reading. So let's take a look at your year of 2022. Number 51, Mercury retrograde, reinvention. Okay. Mercury retrograde. Wow, that's always interesting. Okay, let's take a look here at what the booklet has to say about this particular energy, and let's see where we're at. Mercury retrograde is regarded as a time when things tend to go wrong. In actuality, it marks a 3.5-week period where any important action should be postponed. About 3 or 4 times a year, Mercury goes through a motion called retrograde, which means to go back or to retreat. But although Mercury, the planet of slippery wit, fluency, and adaptability, this inner planet so close to the Sun appears to be going backwards. It's not. The retrograde movement of a planet is just an illusion because the Earth is orbiting the Sun at a different speed than Mercury and the other planets. Still, from an astrological point of view, planets in retrograde motion cause potent effects on the Earth below. No planet goes retrograde as often as Mercury because it is never more than 28 degrees from the Sun. And because of this, it has given us the dubious phrase that when something goes awry, many exclaim, "Mercury must be in retrograde." Mercury isn't a predictable planet going along its normal direct path anyway, but once it goes retrograde, it's akin to trying to drive a car backwards, all things ruled by Mercury suddenly begin to wobble and go off kilter. However, if you're a writer when Mercury is retrograde, it's the perfect time to revise your writings. Mercury is the counterpart of Hermes, the Greek Olympian god, the sky trickster, who is not only big on pranks but also false moves. He is the god of transitions, roads, and boundaries. The very name Hermes has to do with speech and implies he is a translator. Mercury, as Hermes, conveys information. When that information comes to us wrongly, because of Mercury's unpredictable retrograde motion, nothing seems to go right. Firstly, when this card comes up in a reading, back up all of your equipment, your computers, cell phone numbers, and address books, and anything to do with technology or mechanics. Electrical appliances purchased at this time may end up needing to be returned. Any sale items will often turn out to be massive duds. Don't make the mistake of purchasing a vehicle at this time either. If you were to have your vehicle repaired, expect making another visit to the shop to have something revised or corrected. How long will this period last when the Mercury retrograde card comes up? Give the master 1 week and then ask the same question after that week. Or give the matter 1 week. You will want to carefully go over any contract you sign and check any email or letter you send. If you're about to leave on a trip, leave early because you must expect unusual delays to occur. And make sure you have clothing for all types of weather because the temperature and conditions are likely to change. Mundane matters aside, retrograde planets are said to be more empathic. And that means that strangely, we are more silently and internally keyed into their energies. This causes unusual and faded meanings and occurrences to happen. You may meet up with someone you haven't seen in years at most unexpected place. You may have a conversation with someone with whom you only have a superficial relationship with when suddenly you connect to that person, causing a much deeper rapport. If you're asking about the strengthening of a relationship, this is not a good time to get married, but it is an excellent time to renew your vows. It is not a good time to initiate a divorce or end a relationship, though, considering how soon Mercury moves forward again, because if you do, then the relationship will soon move forward again, too. If you are feeling hopeless and worried that a relationship is never going to work, the Mercury retrograde card is actually a good one to turn up in a reading. It means there is more than what you know about the situation at the current time, and that the possibility of the relationship getting on its legs and moving ahead is very likely. It is also a fortuitous time to connect with a lover from the past. It's a time to revise, reinvent, and renew. The Mercury retrograde card in brief. Glitches, screw-ups, miscommunications, carelessness, cancellations, misunderstandings, unfavorable time for explaining or solving arguments, eruption of quarrels, mechanical failures, missed flights, faulty computers, difficulties reaching a decision, poor judgment, mistaken purchases, unfavorable time to launch businesses, fixing what is broken, a job accepted not turning out as planned, life slowing down, contemplation, changes and unforeseen changes in schedules, revision and reinvention. The corresponding tarot card is the Two of Swords. The key ideas are blunders, cancellations, unexpected failures, and getting off track. Okay, now I know that sounds very negative for the most part, but I wouldn't look at it necessarily that way. Mercury retrograde usually means, yes, there can be mechanical failures and problems and delays and things like that. Those things can happen. But that doesn't mean they're for the worse or for bad, because a lot of times redoing these things or re-looking at these things. Once Mercury gets out of retrograde, things move forward in a much smoother, better way. Okay, so that's one. Two, Mercury retrograde often means looking back at things the way they have done and maybe revising those plans. Like I said, it was a good idea to maybe look at people from the past, because it's possible they will show up, or you can reconnect with people that way. Looking at things the way you've done them before and maybe changing up how you do them is something good to do. Like I said, it may not be a good time to get married, but renewing your vows is a good thing. So redoing certain things can be very beneficial at this time and that kind of thing. So it's not necessarily a negative time. It's not like you're going to have a negative year or anything like that. It might just be a very contemplative year. It might be a year that you're paying attention to things that you've done. You might have a few frustrations and slowdowns here and there throughout the year that you'll have to crop up and deal with, but that doesn't mean that your whole year is just going to be full of those kinds of misfortunes or anything like that. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. We will look at the tarot cards and other things too to get a better idea of the energies for the year. Okay. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Justice card, the Knight of Wands, and then we have the Misfortune card and the Ring. That's intriguing. Okay. The Ring card usually symbolizes, it could symbolize marriage and so forth, so you might get engaged this year, but if anything else, it might just mean that your relationships are going to strengthen this year, is kind of what I'm getting from this. I think you're going to have very strong affections and a deep sense of love. I feel like with the Two of Pentacles, I got this feeling of long lost childhood friends, friends for life kind of energy. So maybe you will reconnect with somebody from your past and forge a really close relationship this year. That might be something that you will focus on. Or you're in a relationship with somebody that's been close to you since you were children. And this just means it will get stronger this year. Is kind of the energy I'm getting from that. I also feel like with the Ten of Wands and the Two of Pentacles and the Justice card, lots of two energies there. Lots of balance, lots of completion energies, other things like that. And you notice how this particular Ten of Wands actually has them splitting up the work. And so not each of them aren't carrying 10, they're each carrying 5. That's unusual for the Wands card. Usually it shows one person carrying the whole burden themselves. And so for your particular reading, what I see for that is I do feel like any bond that you have with a partner or with, and not necessarily a romantic partner either, just a partner or a close friend or somebody you care about, should strengthen this year. You guys should be able to rely on each other a lot this year, okay? You'll be able to help take burdens off of each other. You'll be able to help each other get through anything in life and that kind of thing. That's a strong energy that I'm getting from your reading, is that any kind of partnership or person in your life that you were close to like that, that relationship should strengthen and be a very beneficial one this year. Okay, so that is something that's definitely come through in your reading. With the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands and some other energies like that, I do feel like This should be a relatively stable year, if that means anything. I don't see a lot of huge changes coming throughout the year. And retrograde time is usually a time to contemplate on things as they are, take a look and assess things. And so I think that might be a big focus of yours this year, where you're just going to kind of assess your life the way it is, and what you would like to change. The Hanged Man kind of symbolizes that as well. He's hanging out, he's looking at things the way they are, maybe from a different perspective, but he's kind of getting some ideas flowing to him. He's kind of looking at some things, he's contemplating. And that's what I kind of get the energy for your year as being. Also, with the misfortune card, what was very interesting about this when it popped up in your reading is I feel like something is going to happen throughout the year or in the year. I think relatively early on, I believe within the first 3 months, because I get the idea of March is kind of coming to mind. But something is going to crop up that you're going to think of as not pleasant or misfortune or something that's not good, okay, happening. It could be pretty much anything. So I'm not going to, state what it might be, because I think it's a lot of different things. So could be pretty much anything, but it's basically something that you're going to find as being misfortunate, or that you may not look upon very well. But it actually, in actuality, will turn out to be beneficial to you. It will turn out to be something really good coming into your life. And so I see that as being one thing that will be something that you will deal with this year. That will be something that you will work on. Yeah, I do see your year as being a relatively stable one, though. One that's relatively quiet, even though you might have that, one misfortunate event that actually turns out to be a good one. You do have somebody in your life, or will have if you don't right this minute, that will help carry any kind of burdens for you, or help you get through any kind of situations this year. And I do feel like it's a type of relationship that maybe had started when you were children. I do believe that that is the case. Or at least it's that type of energy where you feel like you've known each other forever, or you've been with each other for a long time. It may not be a relationship that you have right this moment. It may be one that shows up during the year. But I do feel like it will be somebody that either you feel like you've known forever, or that you did know as children or a younger person in your life. Okay? So there's that to look forward to, but they will help you with any kind of problems or burdens, or help you get through anything during the year. I do see you coming out of the year being much more refreshed, seeing things from a better light, being able to move forward and implement some of the ideas and things that might have come up during the year. It's not a good idea to start a business this year necessarily. It's not a good idea to get married, although an engagement might not be so bad. It probably is not a good year to make any radical changes in your life, because if you do, you might have to redo it or do it over again. So that is something for you to think about. But also, I do feel like you might be dealing with mechanical issues all year. In that, I think slightly annoying things are going to happen a lot this year. Some of them aren't going to, a lot of them aren't going to be very big. They're just going to be annoying. Like things like your toaster might go out, or you might have to replace a part 2 and 3 times on something that you use frequently because it just keeps breaking, or just annoying things like that. I really have that energy of that coming up this year, of that being something for you to deal with. Okay, so that might be something that, okay, it's going to happen and you might deal with, but that's just annoying little things. I don't see that as being anything major. I probably wouldn't buy anything new this year that's any kind of appliance or electronic or any other device like that. If you must replace something like that, I would go with a used item because it's already been in use and it's already something, that kind of goes from the past and it's a better retrograde fit. So if you need to replace anything, I would do it with a used item, not a brand new one this year anyway. Something to maybe get you by and get you through. Okay, so that's just kind of a little advice or a little something to think about. I want to go ahead and go on to the romance tarot cards, and let's take a look at your romantic life specifically, and take a look at that. I do feel like some of you might be changing jobs this year, which, sometimes changes, we were talking about retrograde and weren't sure if change is going to be good, but I wouldn't start a new business. Like if you wanted to open a business, I wouldn't necessarily start it this year unless one of the other readings that we talked about encourages that, because I don't think that this is necessarily your whole year. I think there might be some other energies going on with the other readings that might help pull it all together into one coherent thing. So I wouldn't necessarily advise it based on this reading, but the other two readings, take those into account as well when you're deciding on something like that. But I do think that several of you might have new jobs this year or go to a new job or that kind of energy. I do feel that as far as your career goes. We will be doing some career readings for the year coming up soon when we get these done. So you might check those out as well. Those might help you in that. But let's take a look at your romance cards here. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the King of Swords. Okay, so romantically, I think it's a really good year. For those of you that are in a relationship, I really feel like it's going to just, really stay stable, really stay strong, really go well. For those of you that are not in a relationship, it is possible that the love of your life, and I normally wouldn't put it that way, but the love of your life might be just around the corner and actually show up this year. I see that. That it would be somebody that you very much care about, somebody that you could really be in a good relationship with. For those of you that are already in a relationship, I see it as staying strong and stable this year. Nothing major upset happening with that. I feel, that should go along pretty well. But for those of you that are not in a relationship, it's very possible you will get into one this year. And it will be somebody that will matter to you quite a bit. So that's kind of what we're looking at romantic-wise there for you guys. All right. Let's take a look at our charms. I've got the feeling we might have a few more things to look at here. I feel like there's more to your guys' year than what we've talked about so far. So we might see it in the charms, but it's also, for some reason for you guys, I really feel like looking at the other one or two readings that you need to look at for your astrological chart might be very important for you guys, more so than the other people. I mean, for everybody, I recommend it. But for some reason for you guys, I feel like there would be more messages there, because I feel like there's something missing, that we're not telling the full story here for some reason, that there's more to it than what we've been discussing so far. And let's see if the charms help us out with that a little bit, because they might do so. A family's love is forever and just one life. That's interesting. We did talk about you having somebody in your life that you can always depend on and be very close to. This could also be a sibling. This doesn't have to be a romantic partner or a close friend. This could be a sibling. This also could be a friend that's as close as family, because a lot of us have those type of people in our lives. So that's just talking about that. But just one life, what I get from that is this is a really good year for you to enjoy all the little things that come along that are fun, unexpected, different, things that make you smile, things that make you happy. This is a super good year for you to take in those things and enjoy them, because this is your life and there's no reason to bypass it. There's no reason not to enjoy every minute of it. And that's, kind of some advice going on there. We do have the Eight of Diamonds. That is the Eight of Pentacles. You guys might be hard at work this year. And I do think that might go along with the change that you might have as well. In that the Eight of Pentacles does deal with hard work. It does deal with work. It does deal with those kinds of things. And so it's very possible that work energy is coming along there. We do have the Mermaid. And we have the Purple Llama. We have Santa Claus. And we have Alice in Wonderland. Now, all of these symbols are mythical. They are magical. They are different. And so I get the feeling, maybe this is the missing thing I was thinking of. I think something magical is going to happen during the year for you. Something different. Something, I'm trying to get my finger on the right word. Something unique. Something exciting. Something almost wish fulfilling, I think, is the energy I'm getting here. That you can expect that to come along this year. It might take a while. It might be towards like September maybe, or, later on, fall, wintertime, somewhere in there. I don't see it as being really early on necessarily, but I feel like something unique and special is going to come into your life or happen to you or something like that that's going to be exciting and different and unique for you. Okay, that's the energy I'm getting from these things. So that's cool. That might have been what the reading was missing. I'm not sure. Okay, we do have a few letters here. We have a Q, N, and N. Okay, so those could be initials. Those could mean something specific to you. You could think of certain words when they come up. So I'm going to let you guys work with those however you need to. But the letters are Q, N, and N. All right, let's go on to your oracle spheres. How this works is you think of a question that has a yes or no type of answer involved with it. We have green, bronze, gold, and silver. You think of your yes or no question, you pick your stand, and we go out and we get your answers. So let's go and do that. Number 1, green is a not likely. Number 2, bronze is a yes. Number 3, gold is a not sure. And number 4, silver is also a not sure. So we have a not likely, a yes, a not sure, and a not sure. All right, let's move on to our angel numbers. These work very similar in that we have 5 stands for you to pick from here. We have gold, purple, green, blue, and silver. You can pick more than one stand for these if you'd like. Basically, there are links in the description that will lead you to websites that will let you know what each angel number means. So The angels can communicate to you this way and let you know something they want you to look at for the year or pay attention to, or have a heads up about, that kind of thing. Also, some people will use these as lucky numbers, so they might use all 5 stands as lucky numbers. Sometimes they use the different numbers as important dates during the year or months or other things like that. So it's whatever resonates with you on this, whatever works for you, whatever comes to your mind, and that you, however you want to utilize them. All right, so we're going to go out and we'll get each number here. Number 3 for gold. Number 54 for purple. 55 for green. 5, lots of 5 energies, goodness, for blue. And silver is 17. Okay, so we have 3, 54, 55, 5, and 17. All right, so there's your angel numbers for the year. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the channel with your friends and family, and subscribe to the channel if you get a chance, and hit the bell icon. That will let you know of any other videos that we put out. We do daily messages from Spirit. We also do other videos that are, a lot of them are timeless, and we do those at least once a week. So we put out a lot of videos, and we also have a lot on the channel for you to check out already. So we do look forward to seeing you again in other videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Gemini, pile 2 for your yearly 2022 reading. Those of you that chose the Gemini spelled out. All right, we have our Black Moon Astrology card that we're going to look at first. We will be looking at the booklet for that. There's a lot of information in here. It gives you a lot of really good ideas of the energies and other things you might be experiencing during the year. We will clarify that with our tarot and letterman cards here. We also have our romance tarot deck that we'll look at to get an idea of your romantic life for the year. We have our charms that might clarify some more things or give us some more information. We also will do our oracle spheres where you can ask a yes or no question that you can get an answer to. And then we also have our angel numbers where the angels have an opportunity of giving you some specific guidance or messages for the year, or that you can use as lucky numbers or whatever. So we have all of those to get to, so let's get started. All right, Gemini 2022, we have 41, North Node, life's purpose. Okay, you might be focusing a lot on what you are here to accomplish this year. So let's take a look at what the booklet has to say about this particular card. Well, almost there. Okay. The North Node points out the best area for us to direct our talents and our wills. The North Node shows the area of gifts. It represents destiny. It is directly opposed to the South Node, which is much more serious and restrictive. The North Node represents where we benefit from good work done in past lives and how that assists us in the here and now. The North Node is the place in the chart where life becomes easier. It acts like a karmic Jupiter where a doorway opens and suddenly you are where you need to be. When the North Node card presents itself in a reading, you can be assured destiny has a place in your situation. Though many life lessons, you are about to arrive at a place for your highest good through many life lessons. Your life is expanding and opportunities pour in swiftly, catching you quite by surprise. This card also represents past life memories and karmic connections. You may meet people whom you have known over many past lives, perhaps in a soul family where bonds form very quickly. You are taking in a larger view of your life, which not only emphasizes your talents, but aligns your talents with like-minded souls. It's a fortuitous time to begin a privately owned business or other professional venture that will bring in extra finances. Whatever this venture may be, fun, creativity, and optimism will be part of it. At this time, you will feel less limited, and your goals and plans will have far-reaching potential. Keep in mind the lunar nodes always bring shifts and changes. For instance, a relationship with someone who has destiny spelled all over him or her may suddenly walk into your life. If so, this relationship will start rapidly and be life-altering. One job may end swiftly, and you will find yourself in a much more suitable position. If the energy is used correctly, it will promote greater optimism and prosperity. This means finances are also likely to increase. This energy is now telling you that the schooling part is over for now. Lessons have been learned, and you are now to act on these lessons towards a greater destiny. At this time, it is evident where you need to go and where you need to be. As the soul's messenger, the appearance of the North Node card in a spread indicates growing into what is called a larger unknown, meaning you are moving towards a point that promises greater fulfillment. The nodes are karmic, therefore the lessons are not easy ones. Matters will develop suddenly, but there is still work to be done. Luck is on your side with an opening towards greater things. Karmic lessons learned in process bring fulfillment and happiness. The North Node card in brief. Life's purpose, the soul's enlargement, balance, karmic rewards and karmic bonds, memories of previous lives, reinforcement, support, movement forward, being right, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, undiscovered talents, fulfillment, the things we call fall back on, we can fall back on, being in the flow, trusting destiny, meaningful exchanges, inner balance, the foundation for future success, achievement, giving credit, considering the other side, working with others, emotional security, the path of least resistance, adaptability, inner strength, playing games, wisdom, trust, working well with youth, understanding children, optimism, a stroke of good luck, generosity, charity, wealth, the color deep red, kind authority, the exploration of ideas, expansion, and growth. The corresponding tarot card is the Ten of Cups. The key ideas are positive karma, rewards, the soul's enlargement, being in the right place at the right time. Okay, so very much a North Node is all about what you are here for and your destiny and things like that. So with what we were talking about there, there could be some very exciting things happening for you this year. Let's take a look at the tarot cards and get an idea of what we're looking at here. We got the Nine of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands. Goodness, okay. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Sun card. We have the Death card. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Devil. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And then we also have Fidelity and the Dog. And it's interesting how we have dogs here twice. Wow. Okay. Okay. Oh, well, the energy I'm getting a lot, just by when we were turning over cards, what came through is I feel like you guys are going to have some very special ideas this year. You're going to have some exciting ideas. You're going to have fresh ideas, new ideas, those kinds of things, okay? I feel like, though, one of the things that cropped up with the Nine and the Ten of Swords is I feel like either you guys are in the mode already of, I feel like you're going to shed worries, shed problems, shed that negativity during the year, that you have more exciting things happening. You have, you're going to release the chains that have been on you. You're going to move forward towards your destiny. You're going to move forward towards fulfilling what you need to do. You have the Sun card and the Death card. The Death card means change. It means, moving forward. And the Sun card means that ultimate, reaching the ultimate level. Ultimate happiness. It is interesting how you have the Ten of Cups here on the Dog card. That corresponds to your North Node card here. Ten of Cups to me is the ultimate happiness card as well as the Sun card. So I really feel like you are moving out of the negative energy of anxiety and pressure and worry and guilt and all of those feelings, and you're moving towards a more happy, exciting, stable type of thing. With the Fidelity card and the Dog card, I do feel like this might be a really good year to get into a partnership or form a partnership or rely on a partner that you have. This could be romantic, this could be business related, this could just be a close friendship. But I do feel like this is a good year for that. You can rely on partner, you can rely on somebody always being there for you, being loyal, helping you out, that kind of thing. Okay, and I think that will emotionally fulfill you as well. With the Seven of Pentacles card, I do feel like this might be a hard-working kind of year. We have the Nine of Wands as well, but it's an innovative year for you. I mentioned earlier, I do feel like you guys are going to have some very special ideas come forward this year. And this could be a really good year to implement those. This could be a really good year to put forward those ideas out there into the universe and getting the ball rolling on that, because I see great success and happiness coming through those great ideas. With the Page and the Queen and the Nine of Wands, all of those are denoting passionate energies, happy energies, other things like that. Some wonderful spiritual ideas and other things like that as well. So I do feel for sure that you guys are going to be completing some projects this year. You're going to be feeling more fulfilled in your life. You're going to be feel like you've completed some things or fulfilled a step in your life, that kind of thing. Okay. So those are the energies for the year on that. But let's take a look specifically at your romance cards. See, oops, dropped a card here. What? I'll go ahead and take that card. No, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm going to go ahead and take it this time. All right, we got this card. All right, so we have the Ten of Pentacles. Awesome. We have the Nine of Pentacles, very good, and the Two of Swords. Okay. The Two of Swords sometimes is a stalemate card. It's a or a decision card, or a not knowing which way to go card. But in the romance deck, and what I'm looking at for you guys is just the good time for the partnership that I talked about. It's a good time to form a partnership. It's a good time to rely on partners. It's a good time to be with partners. If you are not in a relationship, you have the opportunity of getting into a really good relationship this year. I feel like that could happen. If you are in a relationship, I feel like it's going to be a very happy one. And you should have, a really good, stable, a lot of readings so far this year that I've done for a lot of people, for the yearly reading anyway. A lot of energy is good, stable relationships, and if you're already in one, of it not really being shaken up much or going anywhere else. So that's must kind of be a collective energy for the year so far, because that seems to be what's coming through for most of us that are in relationships. But as far as any new relationships coming along, it's very possible that, the card even mentioned that you might meet up with, somebody who you're destined to know or to be with or be a partner with, and like I said, this doesn't have to be romantic partners, although I do feel like in the romance department, if you don't have one, you could definitely get into a really good relationship this year. Okay, so we've got that. Why don't we move on to our charms and see what kind of information we get from those. Okay, what do we have? We have the bulldog, we have the rocking horse, we have the bear claw, we have the dog bone, we have a D, we have a shooting star, we have a Z, and we have the scepter key. And then we also have the ace of diamonds and the jack of diamonds. Okay. very strong relationships this year. We've got the bulldog and the dog bone. Dog, we also have the bear claw here, but also it could be a dog paw. This dog energy throughout your year, to me, shows that very strong bond. Dogs are very loyal creatures. There's a very special relationship between man and dog. They make wonderful partners. We use dogs for all kinds of things that we can use, and then they get food and comfort and security from us, but we use them for all kinds of wonderful things. We've had a wonderful partnership for thousands of years now, and so what that symbolizes in your reading is that partnerships are going to be a big focus this year, and also something you can very much rely on any partnerships that you have or anybody that you are utilizing for a partner, okay? The scepter key, along with your Queen of Wands energy, I like the scepter key showing up because the kings and queens, the royalty, the people of their different suits that reach their highest potential, are the ones, they're on top of their particular suit. They incorporate the best and worst qualities of their suit. They, I almost see them as knowing it all, or at least in their particular realm. And by you having the key here for the royal scepter, is basically the universe says you have the key to reach the top of your level, your game, what you would like to do. The North Node is very much reaching for your destiny. It's very much reaching towards your goals, of why you've come here on Earth and things like that. So by having the key, the scepter key there, it's just showing that you have the key to reach the top of this, of your destiny and of your life. To get there, to reach some of these goals and do some of these things. So that's exciting. I really find that very cool. Also, the shooting stars. This is a very good shooting star year for you. This is where you can shoot up and rise up very quickly this year, and have wishes come true and things like that as well. We do have a D and a Z. For some reason, I thought of demilitarized zone. I'm not sure why. That might mean something specifically to some of you. I just kind of find that funny because I'm not even sure what that would mean, but it just what came to mind. Those particular letters could mean something specifically to you. You might think of words when you see them, and that might be of significance to you specifically. So I'm going to let you guys deal with that. As far as the ace and the page of diamonds go, aces are new beginnings and new starts. And diamonds deal with earthly matters. They do deal with business matters and things. So this could be a good time to start a new business, which was interesting because the first Gemini pile said it wasn't a good time to start a business. So I guess a lot depends on what particular piles you choose, I guess. But this could be a really good year, especially if it's a partnership, or especially if your partner helps you with it. Because I really feel like partnerships are important this year and that they're going to help you out a lot. So that is definitely something to think about. If that was something that you've been wanting to do or whatever, definitely keep that in mind. We had another letter pop up here. Okay, we have a W. So now we have a W, D, and a Z. That was down here. Okay, let's take a look at your oracle spheres. This is where you think of your yes or no question that you would like to get an answer to. And we'd like for you to pick a stand for your answer to appear on. We have green, bronze, gold, and silver. So you think of your question, and we'll go out and we'll get the answers. Green is a yes. Bronze is also a yes. Cool. Whoops. Uh-oh. Oh, I hate it when they do this. When they jump around like that, I sometimes can't get to them. And then I'm not sure the answer was really the right answer if I can't get to it. And it doesn't look like I can, so I'm going to have to pick a new one. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I hate it when that happens. All right. So number 3, gold is not now. And a number 4 is a yes. Now, see, that makes me want to find that one even more, because if that was a yes or something, that would be crazy. But I'm not going to be able to. I usually have to get up and move everything around before I can find it when they get lost like that. So I guess that wasn't the right answer for today. It just would have been cool if they were all 4 yes. That's like, doesn't really happen. Okay, so we have a yes, a not now, and a yes. So there are your Oracle Spirit answers. I guess one of them needed to be different. All right, let's go on to our angel numbers. This works similarly in that we have stands for you to choose from. We have 5 different stands. We have green, purple, gold, silver, and blue. And we have our angel numbers 1 through 55. We have links in the description that will lead you out to websites that will tell you what each angel number means, because each one resonates with its own meanings. And this is a way for the angels to maybe give you some other ideas or other things to think about for the year or deal with. Some people will use all 5 stands as lucky numbers for the year. You're welcome to do that. You can pick more than one stand if you'd like to get your answers on. Or any kind of messages for you, so you can do that. Some people also use the numbers as important dates for the year or months or other things like that. So however you'd like to utilize it. All right, so number 1, green, is 46. Number 2, purple, is 40. Number 3, gold's 11. Number 4, silver, is 55. And blue is 21. So we have 46, 40, 11, 55, and 21. So there are your angel numbers for the year. Thank you so much for watching the video today. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and share the channel with your friends and family. That is so important. Also, if you get an opportunity to check out our other videos, we have lots of timeless tarot videos. We also put out daily messages from Spirit every day and other videos at least once a week. So we do look forward to seeing you again in 4 of these other videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Gemini, pile 3. Welcome to your yearly 2022 reading. Those of you that chose the Gemini constellation here, we have your Black Moon Tarot card that we're going to be looking at first, and we will be looking in the booklet for that because there's a lot of information in here that could be very useful for the reading. We also have our tarot cards and Lenormand cards to help clarify things. We have our Romance Tarot to help us out with any kind of romantic information we might have for the year. We have our Charms to help clarify stuff and give us more information as well. We also will be doing our Oracle Spheres. That's where you can think of a yes or no question that you can get an answer to. And then we also have our angel numbers. So we can utilize those for lucky numbers for the year or for more information from the angels and that kind of thing. So let's get started. Let's see what your Black Moon card has to say. Number 10, Neptune, Sacrifice. Interesting. All right, let's take a look at what the booklet has to say about that. You are being directed into an area which may feel like it is unknowable. Surrendering to the mystery may work best right now. Although nebulous, hazy, and indirect, the energy of Neptune is one of the easiest to see. Where Neptune is placed in a chart is where we are most inspired, but also an area where we deceive ourselves. It is the place of mishaps, bringing on undercurrents of strangeness. For so many, Neptune is the source of many troubles since this card indicates escapism as well as beauty. Dreams, film, art, disappointment, and reverie all fall under the rulership of Neptune. Refusing to look at what's real, or simply being unable to, as well as seeing enemies as friends and vice versa, are all traits brought on by this watery planet. This is a time where some may try to manipulate with their crisis and rescue cycles, exhausting friends and family with their many problems. There may be a lack of boundaries and confusion where some may orchestrate their victimhood. Be very certain that the victim is not you. Neptune is a place of beauty and that which is ethereal and not so easily reached. Neptune is inspired visions coupled with nebulous thinking. Neptune represents glamour, the word glamour coming from the French word grimoire and connected to the word grammar, meaning to create magic or to cast a spell. This card indicates poetry, music, art, and psychic mediumship, but also nebulous thinking. When it shows in a reading, any words spoken or promises given are either poetry from the gods in higher realms or words which may be lies. More positively, these may be messages from spirits or the tapping into your own higher awareness. With the Neptune card, it will be difficult to get to the bottom of the issue. You may see smoke and mirrors, find yourself engulfed in nefarious mist with blame cast on the wrong person or reason. With this card, you want to be absolutely clear and out front with everything. Neptune is the planet of sacrifice, so you may be asked to sacrifice something, usually related to your ego, for some greater good. Neptune represents our link to the all and governs the last sign of the zodiac. Pisces is connected to everything past, present, and future. Neptune shows where we are vulnerable and also where we want to escape to. There are opposites in all higher things. Lovers can become porn stars, reverie becomes drunkenness, and dreams turn into nightmares. Unfortunately, Neptune represents self-destructiveness and self-sabotage. You may be caught in a situation which is unclear. The reasons behind it may not make sense or are being withheld from you. Another manifestation of this card is that you may find difficulties getting on the right path or in clarifying a direction. On the other hand, you may be extremely tuned in at the present time, sensing emotions, having visions, and if this is the case, that what is below the surface is now being brought out. Be careful of trickery and playing emotional games. If a beautiful person enters your life, test the relationship. He or she may be too good to be true or the love of your life. This planet also represents sleight of hand tricks, yet also a supernatural type of creativity. You cannot be a poet or a mystic without the rays of Neptune influencing you. It is like falling off the edge of our universe into places we trust but have no concrete idea about. So be aware of deception and confusion, but at least there will be poetry or reverie. The Neptune card in brief: imagination, escapism, mysticism, divination, other realms and making contact with higher realms, communication with ghosts and other spirits, links to the universal mind, the ocean of consciousness, sudden flights of inspiration, artistic ability, the artist's life, self-sacrifice, self-undoing, the creating of illusions, dangerous deceptions, narcotics, alcoholic drinks, toxins and poisons, medicines, the surfacing of allergens, physical ailments you may never get to the root of, the nerves and lymphatic system, needing to flee and becoming more private, sleeping in dreams, the colors blue and violet, burning of candles, glamour, television, film, set design, bodies of water, and living or traveling near them, the beach, mimicry, and copying others, blending in, being too afraid to leave the fold, feeling overcome or intimidated, feeling mercy and compassion, emotional games and relationships. The corresponding tarot card is the Seven of Cups, and the key ideas are mystery, confusion, enchantment, wandering, passivity, and secret enemies. Okay, so we're going to look at our tarot cards to get an idea of which of those energies and what types of those energies we'll be dealing with for the year. So let's take a look here and see what else we've got flowing. We got the Devil card. Okay. We've got the Princess of Pentacles. We got the Nine of Pentacles. We got the Three of Pentacles. We got the Nine of Swords. We got the Temperance card, the Death card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Swords. And then we also have Thief and Mice. Okay, which is the 23 card there. Okay, wow. Okay, there's a few different energies here going on, which that's really interesting because with the Neptune card being the Pisces card, quite often Pisces deals with dualities or two different things, and so you have a couple of different energies going on this year, a couple of different things you're going to be dealing with. Because the Mice card and the Thief card are both energies of, things being taken away from you or destruction or some of those kinds of things. Okay, so it's possible. Also with the Devil card, I felt like there might be some deception or somebody trying to take something away from you during the year or some other energies like that. So that is something for you to be on the lookout for. The Neptune card did talk about that there was a possibility of deception or things not being totally brought to your attention or not there. But besides that, okay, so that is something for you to think about. That is something that is an energy, and you might have to deal with it. And it would be a really good idea for you to question things this year. Okay, think about them, question them. Figure out what you think. But the other energy I'm also getting for the year are things that are coming through. I got drawn to the Pentacle energies that you have here. We have the 3 of the Princess and the 9. Now, it's interesting. The 3, he's writing very hard. He's creating something in his book. He's working at it. The Princess, she's writing in her ledger and working at that. And then the 9, he is going out and actually harvesting what he's been working towards. And all 3 of these energies here, what I get from this is I feel like contemplation and writing things down is a very important energy for the year. Okay. I really see as writing in a journal, keeping track of things can be very important to you this year. Okay. The 3 of Pentacles is a creative energy. It's also a learning energy. So I also feel like there might be some creativity involved as well with this. But financially, I do think keeping track of things might be very important for you this year. That's what keeps coming to mind, is keeping track. Maybe it's because of the thief or people trying to take things from you. Maybe you need to keep a close eye on your finances and other things this year, because maybe somebody, it might be a year that maybe an identity theft might happen, or somebody might take some money out of a credit card or a bank account or other things, and it might not be known to you, or it might mess you up that way. There might be some things under the surface that way that might happen this year. So keeping close tabs on those things are going to be kind of important. I know Gemini sometimes are kind of flighty, and we don't have an opportunity. I have Gemini strong in my chart, so I know what this is like. We're kind of flighty. We don't always keep track of things really well that way, because we're bouncing here, there, and everywhere. And the energy for you this year is to keep track of those things and have a close eye on your finances, especially. Okay, have a close eye on those things. We also have the 4 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. And the 4 of Swords is usually a nice taking a break, resting, getting away from the hazards that you've been going through, and so forth. And the 9 of Swords is also a recovery card. It's getting more back into shape. It's feeling, recovery is the word I'm thinking of. And so between the Four of Swords and the Nine of Swords, I'm really feeling like this is a year for recovery from the things that you've had to deal with for the last couple of years, actually. So I feel like this is a big recovery year for you. The Death card and the Temperance card show that. This is a good year to slough off old things and start working towards getting back on an even keel, an even track, that kind of thing. I feel like that's going to be the energy for this year, is recovering from the things that have gone on already in the past 2 years, and also any kind of trickery or other things that you might have to deal with this year as well. This year has a big time energy of recuperation, okay? But then that also, though, shows with the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Pentacles and the Temperance card that this could be a really good year to reap some really good benefits, okay? And that can happen with the Neptune card that did talk about that. This is a really good year spiritually for you guys. I feel like this is a good manifestation year if you decide to work towards that. If you decide to try to manifest some things into your life this year, I think it's a good year to start learning about those things, at least, if not actually implementing it this year. Because I really feel like this is a recuperation year. This is a recovery year. This is getting back on track. This is getting back on balance. This is getting used to some losses and other things like that. Okay, so that's going to be a big focus for you this year, is recuperating, getting back on balance, getting back on track, being able to harvest from your hard work and that kind of thing. So that is a big focus you guys are going to have this year, is sloughing off any illusions that you've had and things. The Nine of Swords also is kind of an illusionary card in that it often will denote fears that are unfounded or things that we're worried about that may not have a good reason to be. And with the card, the Neptune card that you had here, I feel like this is a good year for you to shed those false notions and thoughts and things that you've had persisting in your life. It's a good year to get rid of those false notions, get rid of those things that don't serve you that way. So that is definitely an energy for you to be thinking of as well. Let's go ahead and look at your romance cards and see what we can find out about that. Okay, let's see if there's anything specific we can find out about your romantic life. Because the cards didn't really show much on that specifically. So we're going to take a look here. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and the Moon card. Okay, so once again, it's that dual energy going on. I think for quite a few of you, you're going to be very relaxed and happy in whatever relationship that you're in. But there is that possibility of, well, it's the Two of Wands here. There is that possibility of duality. There is that possibility of deception in the relationship. And so that is something for you to be thinking about. If it's a long-term relationship, if you've been in one a very long time and you trust your partner and you've been very close, more than likely your relationship will remain relatively stable and fairly happy. If it's a new relationship, just be a little cautious of it at first. Take your time with it. Get to know the person before you run off and that kind of thing. That's just the advice we have on that. Now, I do think that you have the opportunity for very good partnerships this year and very good relationships. So even with the warning of paying attention to what's going on with your partner and that kind of thing, even with that warning, I feel like for the most part you have a very good chance of a very good relationship. That seems to be the general energy this year for a lot of people. It seems to be the collective energy is good, stable relationships, happy relationships, and things like that. So, not to say every single person, on the planet is going to have a really good relationship or that kind of thing. I'm just saying, for the most part, it seems to be a collective energy that most people will be, if they're in relationships, be stable and that kind of thing. Or at least so far, that's what the readings have kind of shown for some of us anyway. Okay, so that's what we have to look at there. Let's look at our charms. Let's see if there's any other energies or anything else to look at. Okay. We do have the cross, which means looking at your spirituality and your relationship with spirit would be very important this year. It also might be something that it mentioned earlier your being able to reach into the other realms and that kind of thing. Spirituality, tarot reading, talking, mediumship, things like that. That is a possibility as well. We have several messages here. Let's take a look at each of those. We have believe and dream. We have stay curious, seen and noted. It takes a big heart to teach little minds, and a family's love is forever. And what is for you will not pass you by. Okay, so all of those messages mean this is a good time to dream and believe in what your life could be like. It's a good time to study up on things and notice things and be curious about stuff. It's also a good time to write things down. We talked about that earlier. I really feel like writing things down can benefit you a lot this year. And so I'm going to emphasize that again. As far as teaching little minds go and a family's love is forever and that kind of thing, this could be a really good year for you to connect with younger ones in your family. Whether you have nieces, nephews, kids, grandkids, cousins, other people that are younger in your family, that it might be a good year to connect with those people and to talk with those people. You can get a better perspective on certain things. You might help teach them a few things and that kind of thing. So this is a good year for that energy. Okay? We do have a few tarot cards. We have the Four Swords again. So once again, that contemplation energy is here. That relaxation, that looking at things from a different perspective is very important here. We do have the Five of Hearts or the Five of Cups. That does denote some change. That might be change in romantic feelings or in romantic ideas or ideals. We do have the Eight of Cups as well, which means that things should work out for the better as far as your emotional cup energy is concerned. Okay, so that's really good. We do have a ship here. A lot of times when I see this luxury liner show up in a reading, it usually means that either you're going to go on a journey that's very, very important, or that you have some things coming to you that will help give you a better life, or it just could mean that a vacation is in order. And since we did talk about rest and relaxation and looking at things from different angles and contemplation, it is possible that a vacation would be very important for you this year, and maybe that's something that you should work on doing. We do have a few letters here. We have R, E, and Q. Those could spell specific words or have other meanings to you, so I let you guys kind of go with that. We do have the heart cake and the purple flower here and the seahorse. This is to me that there's some special treats coming in your life this year. There's some special little things that will feel like treats to you coming along, and that you should be on the lookout for them. They should happen all year. They should happen a little bit at a time, and throughout the year, okay? And that they're just little treats, little things. It could be, your brother bringing you some stuff, your mother bringing you things. It could be just little small things throughout the year that make you smile or make you happier or help you along or that kind of thing. Okay, so that's just something for you to keep an eye on and that might come around. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our Oracle spheres. This is where you think of a yes or no type of question and you pick a stand. We have silver, gold, bronze, and green. You decide which one you'd like to get your answers on, and we'll go out and we'll get our answers. Okay, number 1, silver, is not sure. Number 2, gold, is also not sure. Number 3, bronze, is a yes. And a number 4, green, is a probable. So we have not sure, yes, and probable. All right, let's look at our angel numbers. And these are similar in that we have 5 stands for you to pick from. We have blue, silver, purple, green, and gold. You can pick more than one stand if you'd like. You can even use all 5 as lucky numbers for the year, or however you'd like to do that. There are links in the description that will lead you to websites that will let you know what specific angel numbers mean, so that the angels can have a chance to communicate with you that way and letting you know some things they would like for you to look into or do or whatever. So that's something for you to take advantage of as well. You can utilize these any way you'd like. You can pick one stand or more stands. You can use the numbers as important dates. You can use them all as lucky numbers. You can take the angel number meanings and what they might want to tell you and do that. So there's really no right or wrong way to do these. So here we go. Number 1, blue, is 12. Number 2, silver, is 1. And then we have 15 for purple. We have 51. Wow, lots of 1 and 5 energies going here. We have 51 for green. And then we have 39 for gold. Okay. So we have 12, 1, 15, 51, and 39. So those are your angel numbers for the year. Thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate it so much. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Share the channel with your friends and family. That is super important. And also check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarot videos on lots of topics that might be worth pursuing. We do daily messages from Spirit every day. And we do other videos at least once a week. Many of those are timeless. So we do look forward to seeing you again. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.